2, 1, go! There, you're alive.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, bye.
I'm hidden. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Kind of in the middle of something.
Hello, internet.
Yes, thank
You're literally in
you.
the middle of something.
I'm in the middle of something. So today we have another weekly in the Blender Institute.
Yes.
After the happy video, and everybody has seen the happy video, I think. I'm going to show the video. And,
Are we?
No.
It's like a
go to
it's
the blog
4
and
minutes.
get a happy video.
Everybody is-
Let me introduce the three guests. They're all from other countries. I thought you were all from Costa Rica, but it's not. So can you say very short your name and who you are, what you do with Blender or 3D or anything?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm Lázaro, Salvadorian, but living in Costa Rica. And I have a little studio there in Costa Rica, and we use Blender.
Good.
Yeah, so we're doing some TV spots and advertising. That's how we do.
What's the name of the studio?
Bunker animation. Yeah. So, pretty much.
Are you here on holidays or
Yeah, I was in vacations doing my first Euro trip here.
in the cold?
Yeah,
So you have warm clothes.
yeah. So I
Okay.
came from Italy, Switzerland, Berlin, and then here. Yeah.
Okay, you're
Okay.
welcome.
We have Jean and Andrea. Well, that's my wife, and she's a doctor, so she's kind of a little unrelated to what we are all doing. And I'm a 3D animator, and I used to learn 3D at Chipanfocom in France with Sarah, and now I'm a freelance. I do 3D compositing, and pretty much I'm a one-man team kind of thing. And so I work freelance, remote, and on-site, depends where the work is. And we live in Albany, New York, upstate New York.
Oh, cool. Hey, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good. This time we start with Pablo.
All right. Because reasons.
Otherwise, we always end with you.
But I'm not even the first one. Anyway.
And then you can also do Mathieu. So you can talk extra.
All right.
I do not.
Really, that's Mateo.
Pro
Oh,
tip.
you do Mathieu?
Yeah, Mateo
Okay.
briefed us.
Pro tip.
You can be after Pablo.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing.
Paja.
I can
Are you
just
going
wiggle
to
the
be
camera
Mathieu?
around.
So what did I do this week? This week I worked in the cloud for some special announcement that was done today. But in the meantime, I also worked in a couple shots for Gooseberry, this movie we're making, by the way. The shots themselves, let me share with the internet.
The other light.
So the shots I was working on, it was 11111H, and then find out like on Wednesday that shot actually wasn't part of the edit. It wasn't in the edit anymore. So yes,
You got it.
yes.
What? No, not this one.
No, not this one. Well, this is
variation.
the actual one that goes there, but the variation, the number H, it wasn't there. So it was a bit of planning mistake, misleading, miss. So yeah, I was supposed to work in 2 shots, but actually it's only 1. The shot is this one. I've been mostly trying to get the same lighting with the sunset. Sunrise, because it's in the morning, and basically it's a bit weird how it works with the camera, but it gets close to Frank, and then Frank starts pulling the log towards the edge of the cliff. There wasn't just like a big challenge for this shot. The big challenge was that everything was flickering. We found 2 reasons. One of them was a human related. It was because of a human. This human had a noise texture for controlling the density of the particles. So you can say, okay, here I want more particles, here less, and blah, blah, blah. Being a noise texture, it means it's going to be different for every frame. So of course, it's gonna flicker. And the random
The blender and
is the only noise we have. There is, you can make it with clouds small. It's better because it's stable, but noise is actually flickering. So of course, our first thing was, oh, Blender sucks. It's blah blah blah. But actually, we found it was this reason. But then we found another bug, which actually was because of Blender, and it got fixed today. So now we have nice stable grass. And along with that, I made a little video. I put it on the farm. And VLC is opening here. So now we have the jumpy again because there are some missing frames. So don't.
It's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie. Sorry, people. I'm clicking hard. Click. So yeah, there is this jumps, but maybe I should go slower. Because the farm renders every 5 chunks of 5 frames. So sometimes if one of those chunks is missing, then you go 5 frames.
This is still running.
It is, no, this one, I stopped it. This part, I stopped it because this one, yeah, this one was the previous one, the number 1H. This I stopped because it was flickering and because it wasn't in the movie at the end. So you see there was some grass popping up here, and there, yeah, it's very fast.
You could put it back after the time.
Yes, no, actually, it is there now. The actual one is running now and it's on the farm. Yeah, but the shot is not in the edit anymore.
Ah, this one.
No. So then we have a close-up. This doesn't have any depth of field, so still was a bit slow to render, but was okay. 200 samples, and then I moved to the actual shot, which is this one. I put 2 stills. This is another one with nice intersections. I don't know how the hell we're gonna fix this, but it's gonna be fun. And then this is the bits that got rendered from there. There is some depth of field change there, and Frank starts pushing the thing. The animation at the moment I rendered this was blocking, so that's why it's jumpy. It's not the renders again. Horror movie, pam pam pam. But yeah, that's a weird way of making it breathe. Please, animators, don't do it. And yeah. Besides that, I've been doing some cloud stuff, but you will probably see it if you have a cloud account. And if not, go to cloud.blender.org/join. And that's it.
Mathieu.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Mathieu.
Oui.
French accent. Come on, French accent.
My French accent is not.
Whoa.
It sounds more like a German accent, you know. I can quickly go there.
Yeah, do you know exactly what?
Yeah. So.
Take over.
Go, take.
All right. So Mathieu brought us the awesome video that we have on the cloud on the blog currently.
Yes.
So I don't think I need to show that. He also made these other 2 videos. I think I can just start playing that stuff. I'm not sure if I can sort
Yes,
of
you can
quickly.
play.
If you're playing this, then you have to
It's
play
only on
that.
Facebook or something, right?
It's on Facebook. Yeah, I can play it.
Who is on Facebook?
Nobody's on Facebook. Yeah.
I'll just share,
Yeah.
Let's go. Play.
Most people.
Yeah.
I can,
Come on.
I can tell you which ones aren't.
Look at that. The camera is so
Anyway,
Yeah. All right. So so that was that. One thing that you can actually see that's very cool is the background here. Mathieu actually went out and did some HDR shooting because he got a new lens and he wanted to try it. And so he made, I can show the JPEG of this.
Actually, that's the reason why he made the video, actually, to test that.
Yeah. So you
Look
just
at the sky.
share. All right.
It's blue.
So this.
It's literally awesome weather in the Netherlands.
Yeah, this is the awesome weather. So he made this HDR IMAP. It's an EXR. It's really high resolution. This is actually this. Yeah, and he said he can put this on the cloud. That we can share it with everyone. Everyone can use it. It's free to use, and yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, looks great.
Where are the people in the Netherlands?
There's no people here.
Freaking cold.
They're all inside. And yeah, and then we have the edit. I can play it. We have another change to the edit.
Yeah.
And
Only the first 6 minutes, I think. Until the tornado.
well, he actually changed a few bits also towards. Let me make sure that this plays in VLC. And that I share it. So I think what has changed here is that he changed the dialogue between Frank and Victor when they first meet a little bit. He did a few tweaks, I think, and then he modified Victor going away from Frank, which is much faster now, and then he also changed something in the end. So if you want, I can play those parts.
No.
Play the whole.
People, people haven't seen it.
All right. This is the.
Yeah.
We can. Well, it's only 10 minutes.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. It's only 10 minutes. Right?
Yeah. No, come back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Lovely animation.
No.
It's not acting weirdly, right? They're not.
When you
But you already.
comments.
It's not there. Shot wasn't there.
I missed that. No.
Slide.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Oh, come on. You have a moment, sir. I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Yes, thank you. I've come a long way for you, Frank. My name is Victor. Hi. You are Frank. Oh, You are so much more than just a sheep, aren't you? Oh, yeah? How would you know? Look at you. You're an adventurer, Frank. Just like me. You're a lone wolf. Tell me, does one choose to be alone? No, one doesn't. One doesn't even choose to be a wolf. Or does one?
Well, Mr. Hector, I don't know what you're on about, but I'm just a sheep minding its own business. I suggest you do the same.
No, Frank, wait. No, this is not the way. Just give me 1 minute of your precious time.
Precious time?
Just give me 1 minute. You would have got 1 more minute, wouldn't you? Okay, Frank, half a minute, 30 seconds. You will not regret this. The adventures you will have, all the lives you've ever wanted.
Yeah.
All you've been missing. Okay. This is the best product we have in store. Variable spin speed, excellent thermal performance in one handy device, squeaky clean.
Well, this better be good. It took me ages to tie that rope with my fucking hoofs.
No more need for hoofs. No more sheepy business. Oh, time flies.
Wait. How does this thing work? I mean, how do I make it work?
No, you don't. I just turned it on for you.
When can I go? Where can I go?
We will pick you up. Don't worry. Just stay here in this exact place. And don't move. Just wait.
Lower.
That's it?
Is that it?
No, it doesn't say. It just doesn't.
Ah,
It
don't
says
see it
it.
anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a heart attack anymore.
It used to shout like, is that it?
And then there was like a
Fuck you. Yeah. Change cloth.
no, Sunday wearing a pajama.
Quickly.
Now with this at the end, Mathieu added the white shot back.
Oh.
And it stops.
Bam.
And now this is also.
Oh. That's
Not me.
But
And that's it.
awesome.
Yeah. And we get the credits and stuff.
Credits for 20 more seconds after this.
Yeah, apparently.
Nothing.
It's gonna be like 2 minutes at least.
We have at least all the cooks. So I joined.
You can simply close. Oh.
All right. Yeah.
Did you know anything about what we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already knew it.
No.
What did you say? Your first impression. Very quick. What is your impression?
My first impression?
What is it?
Dark.
Yeah, no,
Was
not
it the
happy.
suicide or was it?
Yeah, maybe the part in the jungle will give it a more light.
Yeah, I mean, with the animatic, it's a little hard to tell.
Because
Yeah.
at the moment we work on a 10-minute version, but the plan is to make, of course, a whole feature with all kinds of roads. But also the plan is to get money from the Western Fund, which we might get or not. I'm still waiting for them. And then we can add 5-6 minutes, and then you see the whole second road. And that's really much more fun. And a little bit of love story.
It's pink.
And
You
it's
saw,
fun.
you saw the colors from all the work that Sarah was working on with the mushrooms and everything.
Yeah,
Did I show you that? Like all the pink
Yeah.
forest with like all the purple and green.
Anyway,
All right.
See it.
that was Mathieu.
I
Yes.
hope so. Yeah. I hope I didn't forget anything. That should be it. Yeah.
And Mathieu, of course, did the awesome Happy Cloud version too.
Yay!
Yes.
Good. Then we move to Andy.
So what did I do? What did I do? So I started out working on the tornado a little bit this week. So I had some discussions with Mathieu about color schemes and stuff, and he wanted to have a change too, because I was at first I was simply doing a fade from a horizontal fade with a gradient that has all the rainbow colors in it, and then we looked at David's concept art, and we decided that it would be only a few colors, so that's what I tried working on here, so it's not like it's not a blend from up and down. It's actually multiple rings with multiple colors. And yeah, I was playing with colors and bubbles and stuff like that. But
Very hard.
it's
The Van Gogh version.
yeah.
It's difficult.
It's a bit difficult to yeah. So
Great people's mind.
yeah. So what I was then focusing on, oh, let's actually close this, was the clouds, because we also need to do some cloud animation. Not happy cloud, but more gloomy clouds. So I was trying out different speeds and kind of the moment when the tornado vortex comes down and stuff like that. I also tried to do a few tests how it could look if there's actually the thing coming out of the clouds, but that I couldn't get that working. Bless you. And I think that's better for someone who really knows how to do simulation, like Gottfried. He is really awesome at that, so we can ask him for help on this. He would probably make this look a million times better. And what I focused on after that was trying to stabilize the vortex motion, because when we first Antonis actually helped me with that. He found out that it was oops.
Control L.
What?
Control L for the playlist.
Oh, sorry.
And now remove everything except
Control N?
L.
L. This is really difficult.
There. Here. Now
okay.
remove everything except.
Yes. This computer stuff is really hard to operate. So yeah, so I mainly worked on getting the vortex stabilized, and because it was jittering before, and I also tried to get the speed, the motion, and the upper part and lower part and everything working, and then later, of course, we'll have an actual cloud vortex and particles and stuff around it to connect it more. But the center of it is like a watery, bubbly vortex thing. And then I moved on to fixing some glitches that Pablo talked about.
Oh, you closed it.
Yeah, I closed it. Sorry. So here you can see. No, I shared the playlist. Wow. How brilliant.
That button.
So yeah, here you can see various incarnations of the same 5 frames that I rendered. I had a really awesome, fun night trying to find out what is actually causing these things to flicker. So I had to go into a file and render 5 frames and then check it again, render 5 frames, change the value, render 5 frames. And sometimes it wouldn't show up, other times it would. It was really, really interesting and fun to do. And then after a while, I figured out it was the randomness for the rotation of the particles, which we need, of course, because we want all of these elements to be positioned and rotated randomly. Otherwise, they would look all like duplicates.
Wasn't that the jitter thingy? Is that fixed now, or?
That should be fixed. Yeah, Lucas fixed it.
That's actually.
Yeah, Lucas, is really cool.
So Lucas, it wasn't your thing that was kind of breaking it, or anything? Or maybe it was just that. You were talking about how you might have to reword some of your code. No, it's actually it's fixed, but it's like it's a super old thing, like from 2007 or so. It was not threadable really. Okay. I could have left it in a bit longer. That would have been 10 years.
So that's the reason why the grass was flickering before?
That's not what safe code.
No?
That's very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally normal.
It's totally normal.
Yeah, and
of course you have to shelter.
You don't took a couple days of farm and a full day of Andy.
That's why we do it. We suffer.
We suffer
For
for the
other
artists.
people.
Yeah,
Thanks to cloud members, we suffer to make Blender better.
Yeah.
we have a lot of
Thanks to
fun.
Palma.
Anyway, so yeah, and then I continued my journey into the files of Gooseberry, and Ton asked me to get a benchmark going. So this is really exciting stuff, of course. So. So this is my Titanic impression again. So what is going on here? Just to explain, like we needed a benchmark to test on all our external render farms, on our render farm, on people's home computers, on their laptops, and our cell phones and stuff. We wanted to have one file and one file only that contains the 2 main characters, everything, all the textures, all the environment. Just open F12 and go. And that's it. I can actually, I can open it here if you want to see a crash. Yeah, Shalti is going to work on that actual shot. So we're gonna have the shot where Victor puts the timer on Frank.
Yeah, the
really easy shot. Yeah. And I'm just gonna, at some point when that pose is made, I'm just gonna grab that action and slap it on there.
Good. So then we got next week, Tuesday.
We'll hopefully have it. Yeah, I can open the file here. It's going to be really exciting.
You can let
So this file is only 250 megabytes right now. With the action, it will be a bit bigger, and it's compressed. All the textures are JPEGs and stuff, and everything is packed into the file as well. So there's no external folders and stuff. It's really easy to find. So as you can see, it's really fast to load, and
it's probably compressing everything.
yeah.
this is via the network.
And this is via the
It's via network,
yeah.
it's compressed. So it's
So yeah,
There
this
you
is
go. Bam.
so there's only the auto run thing. We need to figure out the scripts that
it looks like shit.
well
You can save the
can reload it
standard length with trusted. Why don't you do that? Open
because
the-
nobody is using this computer on the week.
Open user references and show it.
We'll do it later.
Otherwise,
You
we
can show it
forget.
to the community how it works.
We are going to hide the problem. We should make it public how
Yeah.
horrible it is.
That's right. You keep the error.
Keep the-
forever
exactly.
until we kick it out of Blender.
Yes.
All right, so but this file can be opened really
You can
easily.
make a special professional version of Blender that doesn't have this.
Ah,
Blender Pro.
Blender Pro, yeah,
There's a conference in Brazil that already.
Yeah.
Blender Pro, but
that's it.
do we have a kitten? No, 270. That's also why maybe.
Oh,
It's very old.
it's an old Blender.
It's very old. 270.
Oh, maybe I was just opening by left clicking, but it's a miracle that
You
it
don't do that
works.
kind of things.
Yeah.
Double clicking is
It's but it's a wonderful program that can open newer files in older versions.
exactly. Oh
Wow.
yeah, to show the forward
Yeah,
compatible.
what a professional piece of software.
Yes.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Adonis.
I don't have anything to show this week that's really nice. So you have to wait for next week. Because this week it was we were fighting a little bit with these candidates and bug fixing and we didn't have,
And the release.
yeah, we have the release. So yeah.
Francesco, Waffle didn't do anything.
He starred in a major motion picture.
You started a major motion picture. I knew
And
it.
you got a mohawk.
Maybe, yeah, which I'm gonna cut soon.
You might remember me from such video clips on YouTube.
Happy Cloud at South by Southwest and Happy
You
Cloud in
already got
Amsterdam.
family and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody asking, hey, can we get this actor to play in our next film?
Yeah. That'll be good.
Maybe I could though show very quickly the work that we did on the cloud so that it's for the record and for anyone who is following the project. So very briefly, I've been spending a fair amount of time working on the cloud itself together with Pablo, and the goal was to give good feedback to our supporters about the status of their support for our campaign. And what we did is the following. If you visit the cloud website and you sign in,
Short password.
there you go. You can see our little video announcement here. And if you go into your settings, you can now check your Gooseberry support dashboard that shows you the support that you've been giving to the project. So everyone who has an account and who pledged or who is subscribed to the cloud or who is not subscribed to the cloud can access this page, and it's private for them. So of course the money they've been spending to support the campaign is visible only to them, and they can see which one is their level of support. So in my case, I have a balance of 134. So this means that I've been donating and being subscribed to the cloud for long enough, up to an amount of 130, and this qualifies me for the Gooseberry pilot credit. So once the Gooseberry pilot will be out, I will have my spot in the credit. And the same goes for, if you pledged more during the campaign at the time when we were planning to do the feature film, you can see this. And if you were a more high-end sponsor, you can also see your sponsorship being recorded here. And this is very important. We try to email everybody who has supported us, so you can log in here and check if your support is actually on record, because it's really important, and it's really important for us to make sure that it's visible when the movie comes out. And that being said, yeah, I mean, it's very simple. This is it's just this page. So we started working on other things to get more transparency on how people are, like how many subscribers we have and how it's going in general, a global stats page. And we hope to finally roll this out maybe the next week. It's something we've been asked for, and that's something we've been willing to work on for many months. But there is always something in the production taking precedence over this. So, but we will try. I think regarding this, this is it. And on a final note, I've been spending some time with Gabriel working on our project management software, and we are doing interesting steps. And next week we will also probably have a good announcement regarding that. So that's I think this is it.
Good.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah, I don't have much to show. There's
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, you fixed a very important bug.
Yeah, there's been some particle bug fixes and stuff.
And you're working on Gash, and next week we should know.
Yeah, this.
You have
This is
something?
super interesting thing. That's what I'm working on.
There's an Alembic.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the idea, the plan is that we change the way Alembic stores caches to the Doobly system.
Right.
So that's basically how the Alembic files look internally.
But this is your Alembic compatible.
Yeah, sure. But Alembic has an instancing feature that we will use for the for storing Doobly lists and stuff.
Did anyone already try to import an Alembic file from Blender in another program?
I don't think so. It's still a bit changing and shifting, so I don't think. Yep.
Okay, next week more happy coding.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I was working on the farm. I want to show you a little thing. In the morning, I worked with Aditya Pratama from Indonesia to test the flamenco rendering remotely in his render farm.
No, make a new window.
What?
Or you have the image already.
No, I want to show this.
Oh.
This is just an empty folder. You will see why I'm showing this in a moment. Now I will show you the farm. Tiki, 1 second. This is, if it loads, I hope. Please, no. Thanks. These are the workers on the render farm in Indonesia. That's why it takes too long to load. And now I remember.
Indonesia.
All these are online. Here it says rendering, but it's not true.
They're rendering.
No, it's not.
What are they rendering? Our files.
Mhm.
Nothing.
No, it's not rendering. No.
Oh.
But here I have a test render. I will start, pick, running. Yeah, we need to wait a second because well, the stuff is running. Is showing the timeline, the thing. We can, that this show has 75 frames. I will not. Wait, oh, yes, almost done. A second. Yeah.
Back in time.
Yeah. And now maybe he can show you or not.
It's the refresh button.
Yeah, wow.
Again, internet. In a moment, this. Here are the 56.
All the 75 files
Exactly.
have been
70.
migrated and rendered.
Yeah, and send back to us.
They have a really fast internet though.
Yeah, are small files just for
Sure.
testing. And the blend file is already
20
in
megabytes. It's like
Kilobytes.
kilobytes.
no, there was a total
20
file.
megs.
Total is 20.8.
Yeah, yeah, works fine. Well, I fixed the bugs of the another weeks with the missing frames, and that is
Yeah,
it.
I know the render farm is at a telco company. I know that. Still.
It's quite good.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I did see that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Close.
Awesome.
Me? Yeah, well, it's pretty much the shot you saw in the edit, but okie dokie. Where are the files? Look, please. Watch. PLC.
Cheers.
Wait. So I can. Do we have some? Yes, there is. And let me share just with the internet.
The other
The other one. Share. That. Okay, so this week I finished. That's a big word, but I detailed more the blocking of Frank and started the blocking of Victor and started the splining of Frank, but it's still a work in progress. So I will show first, the blocking.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Oh, come on. You have a moment, sir. I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Yes, thank you. I've come a long way for you, Frank.
So yeah, that was for the blocking. So mainly I spent like two days. I made the several versions for Victor. First he was just showing on one point, and then we decided to make it show on both, and so Frank would hide him behind. So
I think it comes out great.
I think it's working at least. Like when he hides it gives a comical thing to it. It's like shut up. And and then I started splining, but it's absolutely not finished. So I'm just gonna show a total whip, but total whip. So I've only like worked on the body, not yet in the.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You have a moment, sir.
So yeah, it's just there. Like it needs still a lot of polishing and a lot of stuff, but just so there is still already something we can put on the farm and test and stuff, but needs another week of work. That's for sure.
At least.
At least.
But next week everything is planned. At least.
Yeah, I think we can have next week at least something showable, not totally polished, but showable.
Good.
Yeah, that's it.
It's 30 seconds. It's a long shot.
And 2 characters. Makes it a bit longer.
In big shots, you would get like 5 months for this.
5 months?
With the whole team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pablo, do you want to maybe do a thing? Yeah, my weekly folder.
Wow.
Mhm.
This is here. Like an old man. I'm used to the window always in this side.
Back in the day.
One day.
Yeah.
So
So I guess the walking thing, which is the first thing there are a couple of versions of it, and if you can just play it in the playlist or whatever, like just the different versions. So I finished animating the walking scene where he's putting on the headphones and he's walking away and he's like doing something like grabbing stuff out of his jacket and turning around and looking at looking out into the clouds, waiting for the tornado to appear. It's kind of a long shot, and it's going to be split up into 3 shots. And yeah, so yeah, in that version, yeah, I was doing this model turnaround, and Mathieu wanted it slightly slower and like more focused on the cassette player. So I started doing that. And also in the beginning, the shoulders were going a little bit crazy, so I had to tone that down. So yeah, it's like slower, so that's the overall timing. And then I think the version has pretty much everything but not the hands. I wanted to make sure everything was working before I started working on the hands, so like the kind of the overall timing of the face and the blink and stuff. So yeah, there was like a slight little smile. Mathieu wanted to be just a little bit more ambiguous, so he wouldn't go, because at that moment the tornado hasn't appeared yet, so he doesn't really have stuff to maybe respond to or smile to. So I try to tone it down a bit. So that's the final one, where it's, it does like a little blink, but it's still ambiguous. So yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So that one is finished until something pops up, of course, and then well, you can open the JPEGs first, maybe. So next, this is me doing hard labor for reference. So if you check the next one, yes. So the thing is, I wanted to record, I mean, it's a small shot where he's putting the cassette into the cassette player, but I didn't have anything that looked remotely like it or felt like it. So I started, so went with Ton to a thrift store hoping to buy a cassette player, but apparently they throw them away as soon as they arrive, because nobody wants cassette players anymore.
Who wants cassette players?
Yeah, apparently it's hipsters. Yeah. But so I just kind of made my own that was the correct size and had all the functions. And then
that's some irony there.
Yeah, exactly. Old technology fused with a new one, of course. It is roughly the same size
when you think about like the overall scale of the hands of Victor. The only thing that bugs me just slightly is the fact that the cassette would have to be put in like 180 degrees the other way around, but I don't think it's going to be a huge factor. So I did a little reference video of it. Fascinating stuff, right?
Looks like the original first prototype of the Walkman.
Yeah, yeah.
1976.
Yeah. Believe me, guys, this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Trust me. You know, ignore the duct tape. Yeah, you can see where my cat scratched my hand. Yes, all the wounds.
But the first cassette players were apparently enormous.
Yeah.
It's like that size, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of big. So yeah, and this is I started setting up the scene late this day, and it's I have to finish setting it up because right now he has a really fast walk, which is like really rhythmic. But then when you have the camera there and he's like doing his thing, and you have a shaky cam, and like you don't know what the hell is going on. So on Monday I'm going to talk to Mathieu about like, you know, we're trying to strike a balance between those two things.
Yeah, the action and the camera.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
It's gonna be
yeah, exactly. So yeah, unless there's something else I'm forgetting, which is probably
You can make an animated cut of the film where you see everything perfectly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah, we'll just
Super director.
Yeah, shaky cam.
Except
No,
for
we'll.
bits that we don't want you to see.
Yeah, of course. It just happened to be blurry bush just in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
front, and you know.
Another sheep walks in front of the road.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what are you gonna do? You know? Yes. So, yes.
Yeah.
Did you manipulate the controls of the computational device for me? No, that's all right.
The rope rolling?
Yeah, the first one, the shot itself, just to show what I've been doing. So, yeah, it's just progress on the same thing I showed last week. Moving into splining, but no audio. But yeah, it's still a bit rough. And yeah, it's this bit where I encountered some problems. Just let it run. Yeah. You can see
Another cassette player, really?
You guys have been working with that?
So yeah, the rope is fine at the start when he's just pulling the log and for that sort of thing. But when he's actually doubling back on himself, it starts getting really unstable. And there's all these movements that happen that I don't have any control over. So we're going to have a good look at that rig and see what can be done.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the hair actually covers a lot of it as he's walking back. I did a little video. There's that other video there that shows another view just to kind of get what I'm talking about.
And the problem is that the length of the rope changes, so that's what makes it.
Yeah, but it also does this, that sort of thing, which has got nothing to do with the controllers themselves.
Yeah, and also the kind of where the knot is tied to the branch. There's no reason for that to move.
Yeah, and it does. It moves.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of bugs and features.
Yeah.
Like,
So you need physics and stuff.
not necessarily. It could just be an adjustment to the rig. I think it's doing twists in the rope. But anyway, that's an issue to look at next week. But yeah, that's the state of my shop at the moment.
One question. Why are the animators using different boom smash qualities? Like, if you give things to the edit, it would be nice if it all looks a little bit sharp.
Yeah,
You are using textured faces, and you do obviously.
Yeah, I didn't put textures on mine because I was rendering it right at the last minute.
This is the lower proxy.
This one is because I'm showing the rope.
This doesn't go in the edit.
Ah, with the previous one.
The previous one didn't have textures because it's a 30-second shot that takes ages to render. This one takes like 15 minutes to render out. That's why I was late to get to the weeklies.
I think Material will put those in the edit.
Possibly.
After the same quality.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can.
I'll
That's
wait
something.
with that'll be the render.
I can do it at lunchtime on Monday. I mean, I just didn't want to waste any more time on the weekends.
On the farm.
Yeah.
Put it in the farm.
The farm with the support, it would be nice.
Yeah, it would be good to
Oh,
do
on the
boom
farm.
smashes on the farm.
Yeah, because you can run a script to set always textured and stuff.
Yeah. Just to set all the things the way to
Yeah.
standard.
Did simplify.
Yeah, yeah.
Command line, you can render or potentiate, but something can be done.
Cool.
Of course.
So Basam, if you're watching, we're really trying to take that word you suggested, boom smash, and really take it to the next level.
It's normal. How do they call it otherwise?
Play blast.
What?
Play what?
Play
What?
It's Play Blast TM.
Yeah, it is trademark. Patent pending.
How do they call it? The Optima?
Play Blast.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's Autodesk. It's all, they own everything. They own everything.
I know you guys started it.
I don't know, but that's what everyone calls it.
To say to Autodesk.
Yeah.
No? Okay. I'm well behaved.
Yeah.
We are not here little stopouts.
Fingers. Yes.
Okay, let's go back to Finland.
Okay.
Whoop.
Yes. If you can.
Yes, they're all their number. Thank you.
Always.
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 She says.
Yeah, the making of thing. If you want, you can skim through quickly the video. It's in the folder.
Oh, there's a video even.
If somebody hasn't.
Before there is image?
The making of video.
This is only the.
Making of these things.
Yeah, it's the blog post.
Sorry.
You don't need 6 minutes. You can quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, but in the
Look at
meantime,
that.
I share with people.
Oh yeah.
Here, so.
I'm going to demand that from everybody from now on.
Yeah, good. I like to
Hello.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I would like to see it. Yeah.
Modeling, then sculpting.
Yeah, the community respects this stuff very much.
Jesus, you're giving me like a total guilt trip.
Raising the bar.
Oh, look at that, even the logo on the team.
But yeah, it's random stuff from like 2 months, February and March.
Go to the part where he does a physics simulation.
It went already.
Went already?
Yeah,
With the map.
Where is it?
yeah, here. No, before this, when I make the sticks to fall. Before that,
okay.
but yeah, yeah.
Really? Let's go again.
Oh.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's
And
showing off. Come on.
but it's very easy and useful.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Super cool.
Yeah.
And then painting, of course.
Yeah.
Wow, and then you made the thing, you render.
Yeah. All of this is learned from Andy. It's,
Well, at least expected it.
so-
Andy, are you responsible for this?
No. They didn't do that in the 70s when they had Walkman. But,
They didn't have what matches?
Scratches?
so the thing on the side
The striking?
is a recent invention.
Oh.
Mm.
I remember
Oh,
that. At some moment, the chicken hatchstock in Sweden, they invented the little.
Yeah, that's why they're called safety matches. Because otherwise.
Without complaining about
Yeah, but and if you drop the crate of them, they might go off. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Painting.
Yeah.
I keep talking.
Yeah.
Looking
Comment
at
to the track.
Then scouting.
Island scouting.
Maybe next week I can work.
It looks like a birthday cake.
So yeah, this is the part where I was rubbing Manu's shoulder, telling him he's doing a great job, and you can really see it in the effort,
In the speed.
So cool.
And in the end, you can find
Ah.
the nice
Oh,
little.
Pixel. We got a rogue pixel.
Senor Gato. So that was he was.
He's
I
always
wonder
very
who
fast.
was using my computer. Like there was like.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what are you doing?
All like folks were like.
No way!
And that is not stopping him.
No. Yeah, carry on, my minion. Yes.
And you try to steal one of your figurines.
Yeah. Coming in on you.
Yeah.
Cut the nail.
Oh no!
You don't want to see the chairs at home.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he used to jump on the table and be like, "Hey, Buzz Lightyear!" Pew! All the figurines.
Okay, back to Manu.
Yes.
Next one, please. So now most of my time will go to preparing the shots to render farm. This is the this is actually the Sarah shot. It's actually rendering right now in the farm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the 2 videos of the C and G.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over the rope again and make sure that it's not just falling through the grass.
Yeah, it'd be good if we had a guide.
Yeah. I had no idea where to put it.
No, I still don't on my shot.
Yeah.
And thanks to Campbell, we have the samples amount. Well, not in this shot, but in the next. In the render stamp.
You did it with the hacky way.
Well, we don't have choices.
Yeah.
But it's good to have it there.
Yeah, it's
like
good to
the
have.
small little number. Yes, but yeah, I think Mathieu wanted these to look like this, and maybe next week there will be more
Looks great.
polishing. Yeah.
So this is like what Mathieu wanted, so we can move to make more shots like this.
Yeah, like the three is much smaller
This one?
in here. Yeah, and stuff like that. But yeah.
And the flickery grass is also gone now thanks to the fix.
No, it's not. There
No,
is-
but in the new one, like if you render this tonight, it should
Okay.
be gone, right?
Sounds
Look at the ear
sounds
on the
Yeah.
other shot.
Because we
It's,
compile, right?
like-
We have a new render.
it used to be totally hidden by the fur.
Yeah.
So but now it's like wow, they're just sticking out, and
Yeah.
there's this
So
slight
tonight-
overlap, but it doesn't make any sense anymore.
It has to actually interact with the fur as well.
Yeah. And I made sure that it's interacting with the nose, and it's never intersecting with that, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to the fur.
So that's
Who animated the second shot?
They're both me.
What is the?
Oh, after this?
But the sheet now has a coat. If you look at the left, you see this
Huh?
big thing, the skin moving.
This one?
A bag of, it has a coat, right?
Yeah.
But is the coat deformation animated? Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, oh, the deformation? No.
Oh, you don't do anything for
No, it's just crazy intersections.
That's all automatic.
Yeah, it's all
But
automatic.
but it's rigged. So there is a coat deformed.
The
there.
code is only responding to the armature, but I don't think there's
no
way to adjust it.
Yeah, there's no special controls for the code.
Yeah, and
That's
I
something
haven't
you
seen
have
any.
to work on.
Yeah, definitely. But I haven't seen any in the rig, so I don't know.
Bubbly.
Yeah, definitely.
I had that today. Like it wasn't a shot that I showed before. That when I make him breathe, it just looks ridiculous.
It amplifies the
It
motion.
really does.
And it also affects probably the way the particles are emitted. Like
Yeah,
I mean, they are radial, so like if you deform that, the particles do like this instead of.
That's it. I think that was the
They
effect I was seeing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your duty is not over.
Okay. Oh, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. That's
Okay.
okay.
We can
Go.
He's talking?
Yes.
He's saying stuff?
I think you have mute the other.
Caterpillar
Oh.
rigging is ready. We have, well, all the controls are nicely exposed with custom shapes now, so no need for X-ray. We got new bulge controllers, so we can individually control every bulge and do funny things like this.
He's gonna break it.
Somebody
Anyway,
wants it.
we got the squishing system.
Holy shit.
So basically a lot of tiny controls for reshaping. We get very detailed. All of this has deformation muting options or visibility options. So if you need to isolate the effect of something, you can do it, similar to data rig. And also we got an FK spine. So you already know how the IK works, but now we can switch to FK. We got FK behavior on the front of the body. So this is so that the caterpillar can stand. And well, it's a simple FK chain. Yeah. So FK, IK. And finally, Bosa has merged the facial rig. So this means we finally have a complete rig. It is divided in 4 layers. So I guess the basic controls like this. And then more and more details. And he did this integrated in the same UI and the same control script as the master rig, so it all feels like one single thing. Yep. Okay. Goodbye.
So,
Yeah.
That's it?
7:20, yes.
That's it.
That's a very fast one.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, bye-bye. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
At another show of the Blender Institute Weekly.
Stay happy.
Stay happy.
Yeah, so you should play the video going.
Yeah.